Right, Kala, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Kakadash. To be honest, the apostles at great millstone, salute to you, brothers, teaching the word in sincerity and in truth. Obviously, as you know, there's been all this stuff that's come out on these files, you know what I mean? The E-files or, Satan's files, whatever you want to call them. This is, there's all sorts of information coming out on this stuff. And it's just exposing what happens in the darkness, things that we've been talking about this whole time. When we talk about the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, all these elite banking families who, with small hats, getting up to this stuff, child sacrifice, eating babies and all that. We've been talking about this. We've been going into, the Talmud, and even there was a book that learned the protocols that I learned elders of Zion, and they were saying, no, that wasn't even before. Oh, that's not true. Okay, but you ain't got no choice now but to have to deal with the truth that's in your face. It's all over the media, all in the mainstream. Right, so let me do this. I'm gonna play this video, and we'll just go into an aspect of what we're talking about here. Right.
So far, more than 3.5 million documents have been released on justice.gov/Epstein. 3.5 million documents is not a hoax. Many of the Jane Does were revealed to be 14 years old or younger, so not 17-year-olds. I just want to read some of this stuff that has come out. According to one person in the emails, Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell ordered for 2 foreign girls to be buried somewhere in the hills outside of Zorro Ranch in New Mexico after they died from strangulation during a rough fetish game. And this researcher says, this is getting pretty sick. Pretty sick. I mean, then of course Epstein had a trap door in his house that gave direct access to the ocean. It said that it was used regularly.
Yeah, you got, basically, man, the elites, they can do what they want. And that's what we've been saying, they're above all of the police force and all that. It's just one of their, it's an organisation that they use. The Rothschilds use that to police. The apostles always go into it. The security guards. Okay, they're keeping you in check, making sure you're paying your taxes. You know what I'm saying? Making sure all of these types of things. Just securing them elites. But these elites, they do what the fuck they want. All right, as we're seeing. And we know that this dude was working for the Rothschilds. It's in the files. Now people are talking about the Rothschilds and stuff like that. All right.
Used routinely to dispose of the victims' bodies, which would then be devoured by sharks. That's a real image from the documents.
I remember there was some James Bond films where they had trapdoors like that. Okay. And they would throw people out, but here it is. This is what they were doing. Basically, you got child sacrifice and cannibalism. All right. You've got many reasons why they do this stuff, because the devil's number one. Well, I think the blood in that, the drinking of the blood for youth and the adrenochrome and all that stuff. Then they're just the straight out devils. They're eating the babies and all sorts of mad shit. But the royal family who they drink blood. We've been saying that for years. They're all in on it. All right. The unroyal family, because they're up in the files as well, as you're seeing. But basically in this video, you got they're talking about shrimping. So they're cutting off the head of girls, right? And then the shrimp is mentioned. I don't know how much times. I can't remember how much time it's mentioned. or a hell of a lot of the times in these files. I know it's over 300, it's probably more than that. I can't remember the number. It could be thousands, you know what I mean? I think it was something else that was mentioned a couple of hundred times. I've been watching some different things back over. But, you know, there's references. People are trying to work out what do they mean in certain cases. But we know that you got beef jerky. That's the cannibalism there. Cream cheese and all that. We don't know. But they're all these buzzwords that they're using for, and it's all for the sacrificing, killing, and eating of these boys and girls. I think sometimes shrimp is mentioned with cream cheese, as in eating, and these are cannibals. Okay.
So Epstein compared female children to shrimp and said, quote, "You throw away the head and keep the body," comparing American children to shrimp, to eating shrimp. Trump said to us that he didn't want the files to come out first because they were a hoax, obviously not a hoax. And then he said that he didn't want them to come out because they would hurt his friends. So your friends treat American children like they're shrimp to be eaten? Again, the quote from Epstein.
Yeah, Trump is in the files. All you morons out there that were saying Trump is against the globalist elites, you were so stupid, you know what I'm saying? Because the way the system works, and that's because I just don't know. We've been prophesying this stuff for years, bro. The way the system works is to get up into those seats, you gotta become a part of, well, first of all, you'd be a Freemason, and then you'd be like you know, you got lesser luminaries. You got the Illuminati, and then you got lesser luminaries. So you gotta work for them, do what they want, and they're gonna make you do shit to get them power seats. You can't just be up there and not have something on you that you've done, alright? You're seeing all this kind of stuff come out. People coming out and saying, well, look, man, if the video comes out of me doing a goat, who said that was West? Right, Kanye West said that. So we already know the celebrities and entertainers. I mean, they were on the files. A lot of them are hiding out. You're not seeing them and things like that. You know, they've gone mute. And the stars of heaven have been falling. The Lord's been crashing this whole celebrity thing. Okay? All that's finished. But yeah, Trump, he was supposed to be against the bankers, and so was Elon Musk. And that was one of the stupidest things that you could have said, yeah, because Elon Musk is pushing exactly what the international bankers want, is AI and the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. So how on earth was he against it? That's because you don't know the prophecies. I want to get two scriptures. Let me get this first. Get this.
Spend a day in London with me and Bloomberg Connects. Working a week.
I'm dealing with all of that. Let me do this. I'll come back to Luke 8. The ads and all of that. Let's do this. Romans. One second. Romans 13 and 10. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. Okay. So, you got to be in tune with the prophecies, because they're going to push that mark of the beast, and people are still going to take that on the masses, even with all this coming out. Okay, because they're going to crash it. They're crashing the economy. All this war in that as well, and which is going to lead to the destruction of this Babylon the Great America and the kingdom coming in. But mine's gone blank, so like and that knowing the time that it is high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. I kind of forgot what I was saying when I went blank, but the destruction of America is the end of this system, all right? But you got to be in tune with the prophecy. Because like I said, a lot of people are going to get chipped anyway. Okay. Because they're going to starve people. They're going for, the elites are going all out for their kingdom.
Like they're shrimp to be eaten. Again, the quote from Epstein, "You throw away the head and keep the body." This one researcher who found this email, they posted, "I can't live life normally anymore."
So and you know, this is about month-old, this information. But this particular, because you know the files that came out, they were redacted, and then people were going through and all that and finding stuff. But you know the way society is now, it's all over. The illusions and the curtains is finished. All right, let's do this. Let's go. Let's go back to here. Let's go to Luke 8:16. No man, when he have lighted a candle, cover it with a vessel, or put it under a bed, but set it on a candlestick, that they which enter in may see the light. And we've been saying that over the years. That's why we've been doing videos, going to different Masonic sites, going to different statues, and revealing all this stuff. That's why we've been doing that. All right, because we've been exposing this system for what it is. Because you don't have you know, and all this has been in the secret. But this is the prophecy that everything we expose it, and it's all coming out. It's all out anyway. This is us expose the prophets exposing this stuff, Babylonian rituals, child sacrifice, you know, and Babylon the Great is America. All this stuff that we're going into, the Lord returning in the UFOs, all this stuff that we've been bringing out. It's all prophecies of the Heavenly Father. It's all the Lord, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai is moving. Okay, everything's going according to the plans of the Most High, because He created everything. Luke 8:17. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. All right. So that's why you're having all this stuff coming out. It was. We've been exposing it, and then just more things are coming out. Things that things that they've been doing behind the scenes, behind closed doors. All of that. Okay.
They posted, "I can't live life normally anymore. How am I supposed to work after reading this? How am I to do anything but call for the R word? Children are still being tortured to death." Another email said Epstein compared his girls to, quote, "an aquarium of girls." He said he would tell people he interacted with that he had an aquarium of girls, quote, "Some are like shrimp, you throw away the head and keep the body." So some of these researchers, going through this stuff, for brief periods of time, they can't even speak. The stuff is so horrific that these seasoned researchers and citizen journalists lose the ability to speak. But that's what they're finding, is this stuff, comparing American children to shrimp and treating them the same way as seafood. Are these even human?
Yeah, there's been all sorts of stuff all over the years. Okay, you've got we talk about Monsters Inc. That whole show is about harness terroring children, harnessing the chemical, the blood basically. And you've had all these different. Well, if you think about Hollywood and Disney, most of the shows are about terrifying children and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Then you get these Hollywood actresses and that the stars, which they'll be on shows talking about, oh, I've got the baby fetus injected into my face, and that's what's keeping the youth and all this stuff. So they're all scumbags, all right? They're all lowlifes, all right? And it's all come out, and you got stuff in these files about all sorts of people getting hunted out in Sandringham Castle and all this sort of stuff. And actually, it was supposed to be Jake, so-called Negroes and all that. I'm gonna do more into looking into that, but the Hunger Games, and that's what they want. The movie Get Out, all this stuff that's going on there. Yeah, it's been exposed. All right, and there's all types of different rituals and satanic cults going on out here. Okay, over in England, there's all sorts of dark satanic cults and stuff like that. Okay, so pretty much, bro. Let's play it. I've got more to do on this topic. But this won't be a shorter one. All right.
Beings. And again, this is not conspiracy theory. People said to me, are you saying the Podesta emails aren't real? No, all the Podesta stuff is completely real. The Jeffrey Epstein emails show that he was keeping tabs on the Podesta emails when they came out on WikiLeaks. He was very closely watching that stuff. That was real, but WikiLeaks.org is not the same level of credibility as actual court documents posted by the federal government on justice.gov/Epstein. That's what I was saying. The Podesta stuff is real, but a guy's emails with no chain of custody of the emails, that's not as strong as justice.gov/Epstein. Thank you, guys.
All right, man. I'm gonna close this one out. Yeah. We'll try to keep some of these short, and catch you on the next video. Shalom.